Good morning. Today is Sunday, January 23rd, 2022. I want every one of you to apologize to pigs. Every one of you who ever said to someone, "You're as fat as a pig," "You disgusting pig," "Stop being a pig." Every Jewish person who recoiled from even the word pig and considered pig not only non-kosher, but somehow revolting, say you're sorry. Now, of course, if you are Jewish, I don't want you to eat pigs because they are non-kosher. But I don't want anyone to ever again belittle a pig. To quote the unforgettable Pumbaa in The Lion King, "They call me Mr. Pig." And that's what I want you to say from now on, Mr. Pig. On January 7th, 2022, just over 2 weeks ago, at the University of Maryland School of Medicine in Baltimore, Maryland, in the U.S., David Bennett became the first human being to undergo an operation where the heart of a genetically modified pig was transplanted into his body. He was ineligible for a human heart. He was also ineligible because of his medical condition for an artificial heart pump. And although this is certainly only an experimental procedure, it's the first of its kind and must be studied for years in order to become part of normative medicine, permission was granted in a procedure known as xenotransplantation, transplantation from one species to another. It was granted by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration under an emergency mercy offering. Dr. Bartley Griffith did the surgery, and the way this comes about is that pigs are the best candidate for organ transplantation into human beings. Dr. Mohammed Mueddin is the director of this program, and he said, "I've been in this field for 30 years, and I could not have imagined that this would happen in my lifetime. Every time we've come close, we've seen another problem pop up, but now it's like a dream come true moment." Now, the key to getting us to this point is that scientists were able to develop and raise a pig that had genetic changes made so that genes within the pig that might have caused some type of disease or virus within the human were removed. And also, the biggest problem is that the human body would start this immune attack response. And so certain genes were removed from the pig and certain genes were added to lower the chance of the human body triggering an immune response and allowing the organ from the pig to look more human-like to the person's immune system to make the organ more compatible. The need for a source of organs to transplant other than human donations is huge. In the United States alone, More than 41,000 transplants were performed last year, which is a record. 41,000 transplants were done of all types. But more than 100,000 people remain on national waiting lists. And of those 100,000, 6,000 of them will die every year because there are not enough organs available. And that 100,000 number that I gave you of people waiting for an organ transplant, that is a low number because there are many, many more thousands of people that don't even get added to the list because it's too remote a possibility that they're going to be saved by it. It's a pressing, pressing need. There will never be anywhere near enough human organs. And so having an alternative from an animal that we can produce in a lab and safely transplant, this is huge. This will save, if it works, thousands and thousands of lives all over the world. For religious Jews, this has an added significance. Due to the deadlocked controversy whether Jewish law allows donating a life-saving organ from a brainstem dead patient whose heart is still beating due to a ventilator. Now, though I have shared with you many times my opinion and the personal instructions I have given to my family and my healthcare proxy, in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, the Israeli chief rabbis, and many other great halakhic authorities, that this is not only permitted human donation for transplantation, but it is the highest mitzvah you can do, saving the life of another, when it is done in accordance with the requirements of Jewish law. The fact is, as I've shared with you before, that this is a very controversial subject, and there are many great halakhic authorities who disagree. And they call such a donation an act of murder. For that reason alone, simply because of this intractable dispute that exists among halakhic authorities, having the option of a life-saving organ donated by a pig will save many more Jewish lives, in addition to the many Jewish lives that are already saved by receiving pig heart valve replacement. David Bennett said just before this surgery, it was either do or die for this transplant. I want to live. I know it's a shot in the dark, but it's my last choice. Dr. Griffith said that he first broached the idea of this experimental treatment in mid-December, and he said his conversation with David Bennett was a memorable and pretty strange conversation. The doctor said to him, "We can't give you a human heart. You don't qualify. But maybe we can use one from an animal, a pig. It's never been done before, but we think we can do it." Dr. Griffith then said, "I wasn't sure he was understanding me until David responded and said, 'Well, will I oink?'" As of today, 2 weeks later, he has not oinked. It is working. He is getting better. The recovery is proceeding. And Dr. Griffith said, as of today, we are thrilled, but we don't know what tomorrow will bring us. This has never been done before. So let's start thinking of all the ways we can compensate pigs for all the wrongs we have done over thousands of years. I have a suggestion. And I have a suggestion that I think pigs would really appreciate. If you remember, a subject we discussed a couple of months ago, it was actually October 24th, 2021. My suggestion is that the OU needs to certify as kosher impossible pork right away. Pigs would really appreciate that, and it's the least we can do. My friends, I want to wish you a great day, and I look forward to seeing all of you soon in person.